Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Please ensure to like, share, and subscribe. And also click the bell notification in the top right-hand corner to be made aware anytime I upload tutorials or videos to YouTube. All right, let's craft together. All right, guys, so I got a lot of questions in regards to the tutorial that I did where you can turn a greeting card into or birthday invitation into a video. So today I'm going to focus on how to use animation, and this is your animation here in your menu. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert an image. All right, so I have an image here. So when you're using animation, you can actually you can have an entrance, you can put emphasis on an image or font or text, or you can have it to also exit from the presentation, and then you can add motion to it. So I'm going to show you. So I have my image selected here. I'm going to click on animation. And you have all of these entrance animations. And what that is you're saying, I want this image to enter by appearing or fading or flying in or floating in, split it, wipe, shape, wheel, random bars, scroll, turn, zoom, and swivel. All right. So when you click on them, it's going to show you what it's going to do. Okay. So you can make a decision as to what do you want to do. Now, excuse me. When you use the entrance animation, you're also going to get some effect options on some of these entrances. You won't get a effect option on appear or fade, and you can tell because it's inactive here. Okay, it's shaded, so that means it's not anything extra you can do with appear or fade. However, excuse me, if I click on wipe, then I have some effect options. Okay, I can tell it to wipe from the bottom, wipe from the left, wipe from the right, or wipe from the top. Okay, and this is entrance. So how do I want this image, this little girl's image, to appear on my screen? I want it to wipe, and I want it to wipe from the top. Okay, when you do animation, excuse me, you should get an animation pane. If you don't have the animation pane, it's right here. You can click on it. When you get the animation pane, this is where you can tell it, how do you want this to wipe into your screen? Do you want someone to have to click on the screen for it to come in? Do you want it to start with a previous animation or at the beginning of the presentation? Or do you want it to start after something else has happened? Okay, we're going to focus here today. So I'm going to say start with previous. So if I say play from, this is just to let you see what it's going to do. You can see that it wiped from the top. Excuse me, which is what I said. All right, so next I'm going to click on her and I'm going to add an emphasis. So on emphasis, I want it to grow and shrink. Okay, so emphasis is putting emphasis on that particular image. Okay, so now when I click play from, you're going to see the emphasis. Okay, you can again, tell it, when do you want the emphasis? Do you want someone to have to click on it? Do you want to start with previous or start after the previous? Okay, so that's that. Then exit animation is here. So you're telling it, how do you want this image to exit the screen? Do you want it to disappear, you know, or do you want it to fade away? Do you want it to fly out, float out, split, wipe? You know, what do you want it to do? So if I say disappear, there's no effect options with that. But if I say fade, or not fade, but fly out, then I can tell it where and how I want it to fly out. So I can say I want it to fly out to the right. Okay. So now when I hit play from, you're going to see it fly out. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to add motion to it. So I can go here and say, I want to do motion. And the motion I want to do is a custom path. And this is me telling it what type of path I want it to take. So I'm going to draw it. Okay. So I'm going to say, I want to do this. And boom, like that. Okay. And then you're going to hit escape on your keyboard. Otherwise, you know, it's going to be a mess. All right. So now I'm going to say play from. And I'm actually going to bring it in. Let me see if I can get it here. So I'm fixing that motion so it brings her back in. So I'm going to say play from. Okay, so you see how I had her move all over the screen. Okay, so I'm going to delete this and I'm going to start over. So I'm going to insert my picture, this device, desktop, select my image. Okay, now I got my image in and I'm going to start adding animation to her. So I've shown you how to do an entrance animation, an exit animation, how to put emphasis on something, and how to use exit animation. So let's pull it together. So we have a little person on the screen. So this could be a picture of someone. Let's say you were doing, you know, a presentation for a birthday celebration. You could have the picture of the person to come up, and you can have other slides with all types of pictures. But that's where you have the pictures come in, and you can add music to it, and you can add wording, you know, to do a full-blown presentation on someone for a birthday celebration or a baby shower or a bridal shower or something like that. Okay, so just giving you throwing some ideas out there. So we got our image. We're going to go to animation. We're going to say we want this to do a wheel. Okay, and the effect we want to use is we want to do 2 spokes. Okay, that's wheel, and I added 2 spokes. Okay, now on my animation pane over here, I'm going to tell it to start with previous, meaning I just want it to come in. Okay, now I want to add additional animation. If I want to add additional animation, I'm going to go here and say add animation. Okay, don't just go here and start adding other animation because it's going to cancel out your previous animation. So right now I have it on wheel with some effect options of 2 spokes, and then I have it to start with previous. So it's going to automatically start when this slide plays. Now I'm going to add animation. And I want to add emphasis. The emphasis I'm going to add is going to be grow and shrink. Okay, so now you see I have 2. This is going to be the entrance. This is going to be the emphasis that I want to put on her. Okay, when do I want the emphasis to come in? I want it to start after previous. I want it to start after the entrance has completed. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what I have when I click play from. Oh, I got to make sure I'm on the initial one. So you want to start with the very top one and then click play from. Okay, see how that did? So it it wheeled in, it did 2 spokes, and then it grew, and then it shrank. Okay, so we're going to add now motion. Okay, We're going to now add motion, and you're going to click on add animation. So now we want to add a motion path. So I'm going to do my own custom path. So I'm going to click on custom, and you're going to get the little 4 crosshair. You can see that on my screen. And I'm just going to tell it to do a little zigzag like that. And when you're done, you want to hit escape on your keyboard. Okay. Go back to your animation pane and you want to say, when do you want the motion path to start? I want it to start after the emphasis. Now, if I go back and click on the very first 0 and click play from, okay. Now, I'm going to click her again and I'm going to add an exit. So add animation. Now we're going to do an exit. And on the exit, I want her to swivel. Okay. When do I want her to swivel? I want her to swivel after previous. Okay. So now I go back and click on the very top one. I click play from. And she's gone. Okay. So that is showing you guys how to use animation. I want to keep them very short because I don't want you to have to feel like you're taking the information from a fire hose where it's just coming out really, really fast and you get brain overload and it feels overwhelming. So I'm going to give you bits and pieces of how you can do these different things in Microsoft PowerPoint so that you can really make those movie clips really, really nice when you create them in Microsoft PowerPoint. Now you can go back and let's say, I really didn't like that motion path. I want to take that out. So you just click on whatever you don't want. You click on the little arrow and you say remove. Now, when I go back and click on the 0 from the beginning and click play from, and she's gone. Okay. So it came back up on the screen only because that's the end of the PowerPoint. But that screen would be blank. It would not have her on there because it would have exited stage left. Okay. So again, your animations, you can do this with text, not just an image. You can also add animation to text. So I'm going to say duplicate slide. I'm going to bring her down a little bit and I'm going to insert text. I'm going to click, left click and drag to the right. And I'm just going to say hello. So I'm just adding some text on the screen. Some text that we can read. Okay. So I can add animation here. I can go to animation and I can say, I want this to wipe and I want it to wipe from the left. Okay. And you can move up. Right now, the hello would come after everything else, but I want the hello to come first. So what I'm going to do is click on that option and then I'm going to use these little arrows to tell it that I want it to come first. So you see how it's moving up? And then I'm going to say start with previous. This one is now going to become start after previous, and everything else is start after previous. So now if I click on the text box and say play from, okay, and you can also add emphasis on the hello. You can exit the hello. You can do the same thing. So like when that hello came in and then she came in, I probably would exit the hello before that came in, but that's another story. Okay. So I just wanted to show you that this also works also on text as well. Now there's so much more that we can do with our animation, we can add triggers, we can do animation painters. It's so much we can do. We can tell it to, I want you to stay on the screen for this amount of time, or I want it to be delayed this amount of time. So much you can do with animations in Microsoft PowerPoint. We're going to keep it simple today just by saying first, how do you how do you do an entrance, an emphasis, a motion path, or an exit animation? And I've answered those questions now for you. Okay. So, again, if you were trying to do a PowerPoint presentation for someone's birthday or baby shower or bridal shower, how you use pictures to show, how they got there, you know. When she was a little kid, she always wanted to be a teacher, and then she wanted to get married and have kids. You can do pictures and add all types of animations and music, okay, to your presentation. Okay. All right, guys, that is my story and I'm sticking to it. So, if you are currently in my Facebook group or a member of my Facebook group, Candoris's Cricut and Creative Crafters, I want to thank you guys so much for supporting me via Facebook. If you would like to join my Facebook group, it is called Candoris's Cricut and Creative Crafters. If you are currently subscribed to my YouTube channel, I want to thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. I finally hit 6,000 subscribers, so I am really excited about that, guys. If you like my method of teaching, then please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also click that bell notification in the top right-hand corner so you can be made aware anytime I upload videos to YouTube. Okay? So that's it, guys. I will continue to do little mini clips like this on things that you can do in Microsoft PowerPoint to help you build out your greetings and invitations when you're working in Microsoft PowerPoint so that you don't feel like you're always stuck with just using Cricut Design Space. I'm just trying to give you another option or choice, something that you probably already have on your computer, but you just didn't really know how to use. Okay. All right, guys, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And my motto is each one reach one so that each one can teach one. And you guys get those animations going. Have a great day. Bye.